Zephyr here. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World on PC. Once again, I have adjusted my settings. I turned up the mic, I adjusted the music, and hopefully things will be more balanced and sound better this time. We will see. I'm a little sad that I'm this far into the series and I'm still having to adjust the sound. However, it seems like with one of the OBS updates, it adjusted my sound for me because my mic wasn't taking in my voice as well, and the game was not recording at the same volume. It was weird. And it seems like it's adjusted a few times throughout the course of this series. But, we'll just keep adapting, and hopefully the videos are still good, and hopefully you can still hear my voice over the music, and hopefully everything's just, dandy. In any case, in this video, we are going to be taking on a new monster, and also, it might be hard to see, but I've installed the high-resolution texture pack, so our armor should be looking a bit cooler. You can't really see it with this armor, but I'll show you a bit more in a second. So, let's see the quest that we're going to be taking on today. So, like a moth to the flame, once more, I want to see that source of energy, the one born of light that has beckoned us all here to the new world. Let us embark on this journey once again, if you are ready. And this is for the Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva. So, this is actually being recorded after I have done this quest. The reason for that is I recorded it and I accidentally had my mic muted the entire time. So, yeah, I had to, I'm re-recording the opening and the ending, and I'm going to insert the actual successful quest and do a voiceover for it. And hopefully that will work well. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, hopefully my sound and my voice are working pretty well at this volume. Again, if I have to adjust it further, I will. There's not much I can do other than continuing with it and going from there. Music keeps changing, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva, definitely very different from normal Xeno'Jiiva, which I will explain and show during the voiceover. Now, the reason that I didn't just re-record a new success is because I want to show my first success in my videos. I don't want to show a later one just because I screw something up. It's easier to just use the game sound video and do a voiceover. So that's what I'm going to do. Before that, I want to show you what we used during that quest. I meant to change into this before recording, but I forgot. Hence why you get to see this armor. But you'll see better if I wear my Arch-Xeno'Jiiva set, which is what I used for the quest. You can tell all the extra detail, especially on the Zoro Magdaros Gamma chest. But we'll go over real quick what we use for this hunt. Well, I guess, alright, so Tear Out Sword Fire. This is just because it's a powerful weapon with good white sharpness, and a gem slot for the Elementalist decoration. This is powerful without needing much of anything, so it's just a good weapon. Then I used Empress Crown Gamma because of the wide range and 3 slots. I was able to give this wide range level 5. And then it also gave peak performance, which was relatively useless, but still, it was there for when my health was full. Zora Hide Gamma. So I used this because it gave us 2 levels of tremor resistance and 3 level 1 slots. Again, all these slots were important for putting different skills on the armor set, and tremor resistance is important for the Xeno'Jiiva fight because it likes to slam down on the ground a lot, much like Behemoth, and not getting staggered by tremors is extremely helpful. Then we have the Kaiser Van Brace's Gamma. This gave a level 3 slot and critical eye level 3. I just wore it because of critical eye level 3. It's a powerful skill. 3 levels of a skill in one is pretty great. Because you'll notice I still only have a level 1 gem in there. Empress Coil Gamma. This gave a level 3 gem, but it also gave Evade Window and Health Boost. We needed Health Boost level 3. This gives us 2 levels of it out of the gate, and Evade Window never hurts, so that's why we went with that. Also, with 2 pieces of the Empress set, we got the stamina cap extension, so we were able to have 200 health and 200 stamina. And then Dratch and Greaves Alpha, because why not? Level 2 gem slot, attack boost, critical boost, both useful skills. The most important thing for the set is the Clear Mind Charm. This gives Heat Guard and a Fluvial Expert. Fluvial Expert isn't relevant, but Heat Guard is, because with Heat Guard you don't take damage from the lava on the ground. And then also with the fire resistance that we have, we also don't get lit on fire by the lava. So no dealing with fire blight and no dealing with lava damage, so we weren't constantly taking damage. Super helpful. And then the tools we use were Temporal Mantle and Health Booster. Temporal Mantle's obvious, pretty much you always use it. And Health Booster is just for helping teammates. Now, you'll probably be able to guess I was going as a healer build. I can explain that more and you'll see more in the video of the actual fight. Pretty much any time I do any of these multiplayer quests that are super difficult, I go healer, because if I don't, everyone just dies. And this was no exception. Everyone died a lot. It wasn't as bad as Extreme Behemoth, but it was definitely the worst quest other than Extreme Behemoth so far. I had to do way too many runs, and there were just way too many failures due to people just not being prepared. As I've said many times before, and I'll continue to say, use utility skills. If you're not some MLG pro, use utility skills. They will save you. Too many people not running Vitality level 3, not running Heat Guard. Those 2 alone are required basically for this quest if you are not perfect, because even if you have a healer on your team, if you get one shot, that healer can't save you because you died in one hit. There was no time to heal. There was no healing because you were just dead. So run utility skills. It's important. So let's look at all the other skills we have. So Lunostra Favor, like I said, this is the stamina cap. And you'll see we have all these other things that didn't get unlocked. Wide range level 5. Of course, this is to make our items affect teammates at full efficacy. Tremor resistance 3. No tremors will affect us. It's not completely true. There's an attack that Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva does, which will make us kind of fall on our butt for half a second, but because of tremor resistance, we're not like standing there reeling for a large amount of time. It's literally like half a second of falling down. It's just a quick trip, basically. No big deal. Health boost level 3, of course. Get to 200 health. It's needed. Recovery up. Recovery plus 30% just makes our healing items more effective. Critical Eye level 3. 10% affinity. Why not? Extra damage. Attack boost 2. Again, extra damage. Evade window. It's just there because of the piece of armor we were wearing. Makes it easier to evade attacks. Not going to hurt. Useless. Prevents lava damage. Makes the criticals we do get hit harder. Peak performance. If our health was full, we got a little extra health. Mushroom Mancer, of course, was so that we could use blue mushrooms with a wide range to get lots and lots of life powders. This was extremely important. And then non-elemental boost just to make our weapons stronger. So that is the equipment I ran for the Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and jump into the video of fighting the Xeno'Jiiva. Alright, so here we are in Like a Moth to the Flame. We're going to go ahead and fire our SOS flare so that we can start receiving other hunters to help with the quest. Now, I did set my acceptance to manual. The reason for that is to ensure that we actually get other hunters that have a higher hunter rank. The main reason for that is because I found that if I go with hunter ranks that are in the 50 to 70 range, more often than not, I run into hunters who are not prepared. They haven't really learned the ropes yet. They haven't been playing the game long enough. They're probably new to Monster Hunter, potentially having just started with Monster Hunter World. And this is kind of problematic because then your chances of actually getting a team that can succeed at this quest is very low. It's very similar to Extreme Behemoth or even just normal Behemoth. It's not always the truth, but I found that more often than not, it's safer to go with hunter ranks that are 100 and above. So we're waiting for there's a request there. So we'll go ahead and check that. So that's a 60. So I am not going to approve that. It's far too low, but we got 2 more here. Both of those are over 100, so we allow both of them. It's amazing how quick PC quest joining is. It's actually quite fantastic. I absolutely love how quickly this game loads compared to on console. Console isn't horrible compared to a lot of games, but it's definitely a lot slower than PC. So that one I turned down because it was another longsword. 3 longswords seems like a bad group makeup, and yes, I'm being very picky, but that is how you succeed at some of these quests sometimes. You'll notice that the greatsword already jumped into the quest. They got hit immediately, which kind of stinks. But yeah, being picky, you just have to do it sometimes. I didn't feel good doing it, but you know, sometimes that's just what you have to do to be successful, especially with these quests that can have failure after failure after failure. And as you can see, we wasted our feline insurance within the first couple of seconds of even fighting the monster because Hunter went in there alone. So we only have 2 people on our team right now. That's okay. We're going to get started anyway. I'll have to look at requests as they come in during the actual fight. Unfortunately, as you can see, we're going to get continual repeats of the same hunters. So you understand the what I'm looking for and why I do manual process. So let's kind of talk about the fight here now that we're in it, rather than talking about just looking for help. So you'll see the ground is lava, or at least it's molten. It's thanks to our Clear Mind charm that we tried to dodge the laser beam, failed at it, but it's because of our Clear Mind charm that we're not taking damage from that molten floor. Normally you'd be taking tick damage and it will also light you on fire, but if you have the Clear Mind charm, you're not going to be dealing with the tick damage, and the reason we're not getting lit on fire is because of our fire resistance. I believe it's at 16 or something like that, so that protects us from getting lit on fire by the ground. I don't remember what the exact thresholds are for that. I can't remember if it's 10 and 15. 10 being less time blighted and 15 being negated, or if it's possibly 10 and 20 and it just happens to be that the ground doesn't light us on fire when you're at the first threshold. I'm not sure. I'd have to do some research on that. But you'll see I threw on my temporal mantle so that I can help with the damage and avoid attacks. It'll also make things easier when checking for requests. Again, same user. So you'll notice that for the most part so far, Xeno'Jiiva's attacks are relatively similar to what it normally does. Or are they? So they're not. They're definitely not. So you may not have noticed, you probably did notice, most of its attacks have big ground blasts after them now. I know that the sweeping arm on normal, there we got our 4th. The sweeping arm on normal Xeno'Jiiva did have those explosions. But now they hit a lot harder, but you'll definitely notice that, like, when Xeno'Jiiva roars, just in general, there are the explosions. Xeno'Jiiva now has a sweeping laser beam instead of just a forward laser beam. and there are a lot more attacks that have those bursts of dragon energy flying up. I meant to point them out when they first happened, and that's why I said that, or are they? Because I was talking about other stuff, so I didn't. So now that we've got a full team, it'll be easier to focus on the thing. So a lot of people. So this is the craziest thing: is Xeno'Jiiva no longer just goes in the air. Xeno'Jiiva now spins around doing a 360, shooting a laser, and then gets in the air. She's also, or he, I don't know if it's a male or a female, but Xeno'Jiiva also is much harder to knock out of the air in the Arch-Tempered form. Before it was like maybe 3 slinger shots and Xeno'Jiiva would fall out of the air. That is not the case anymore. It takes a lot more. More often than not, unless you have a bow gunner on your team, you're not knocking Xeno'Jiiva out of the air. It's quite difficult. Landing does a nice slam there. So this is the attack. Nope, no it's not. Never mind, I take that back. But it is another attack where Xeno'Jiiva just kind of stands there and powers up and then shoots dragon bursts out. They're hard to... They're not so hard to dodge with that one, but it can be a pain. Now, as you can see, we knocked Xeno'Jiiva over. I'm attacking the tail just to stay out of everyone's way. But the real weak point on Xeno'Jiiva is his or her chest. And when Xeno'Jiiva's knocked over, it's really easy to access the chest. You can hit it with longer weapons like the longsword or the greatsword when Xeno'Jiiva's just standing up, but it's not super easy to do. Whereas when Xeno'Jiiva's knocked down, it's super simple. So for the most part, people have agreed that Xeno'Jiiva is probably the first. I don't agree with this, but a lot of people agree with this. I want to make that very clear. I actually love how all of the Arch-Tempered monsters are designed. I think they all do exactly what they're meant to, which is to force players to make sets that are based around the monsters specifically and how to defend against their specialties, making a lot more skills useful in the game. I think they did a very good job of that. I might discuss that more in another video. But a lot of people think that because Xeno'Jiiva got a lot of new moves, or at least moves that were upgraded to have different features to them, Xeno'Jiiva is what they should have done with all Arch-Tempered. Now, I definitely think it's cool that Xeno'Jiiva is such a different fight this time around, but I think all the Arch-Tempereds were handled perfectly fine. They were actually, I think they were handled as well as you could handle them, honestly. But obviously, I just want to bring up well, maybe it's not the majority. Maybe it's just the vocal minority. I don't know. It's what I mostly hear. Not a lot of people seem to voice like for the Arch-Tempereds like I do. I love them, but I see a lot of people don't. In any case, it is cool that, you know, Xeno'Jiiva's got a lot of its old moves, but it also has a large swath of new moves or just moves that are altered, making Xeno'Jiiva far more aggressive and far more dangerous. And also makes Xeno'Jiiva a really fun fight, whereas once you've fought it a few times, it's not as fun, just the normal version, because it's not too much of a threat. Arch-Tempered is definitely a threat. I still haven't seen the move that I meant to point out that generally leads to feints and is the main reason why people fail this quest so much, but I haven't seen it to point it out in a little bit. Alright, so as usual, Xeno'Jiiva goes into an enraged state. You'll notice a lot more of those little dragon bursts. I don't know if they're faster, but there do seem to be more of them when Xeno'Jiiva gets enraged. So there, against shooting out spurts. Xeno'Jiiva also goes into the enraged state more on this fight than in the normal one. On the normal one, Xeno'Jiiva only goes into enraged, I think maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I think you get 4 times on average with Arch-Tempered. Another point I haven't brought up that I should have, you also only get 30 minutes for this quest. Oh, Ray is fainted, so we're down to 2 feints left. One insurance used up the first one, or the first one used up insurance, the second one just used up our second feint, so we have 2 more. Oh, I lost my train of thought what I was saying. Oh, right. So you only have 30 minutes. So one of the reasons that I did not attempt to solo this quest, I might be able to. When I was doing it on console, I wasn't quite getting it. I was always timing out. Like, I don't have a problem surviving, avoiding the attacks and all that. I say that as I get hit. But the time limit is a little frustrating. 30 minutes. Xeno'Jiiva has a ton of health, and 30 minutes is it can be tough. But I could probably do it if I built a more offensive set rather than just straight defense. And I only tried it, I think, maybe twice on console, and then just did it multiplayer, and I didn't try it at all on PC to beat it solo. So honestly, I probably could beat it solo. I probably should have made the attempt, but since I did it multiplayer on console, I decided to do it multiplayer on PC. But you know, the first 2 times I fought Xeno'Jiiva, Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva, I was learning its moves, and so I wasn't as aggressive as I should have been, not even thinking about the time limit. And now that I know about the time limit and know its moves, I probably could beat it solo. But we're doing it multiplayer, and you know what? I kind of like that we're doing it multiplayer as well, just because most of my videos are solo. Sometimes it's fun to show that, you know, part of this game is the community and the working together, which is kind of nice. So we're almost at 15 minutes in. We've had 2 feints. I still don't think I've seen the attack that I meant to point out. Maybe we have, and I just keep missing mentioning it, but who knows? Alright, so here I'm farcastering to go recover items because I'm playing healer, so I'm having to heal people a lot, and I'm burning through my supplies. And I'm going to grab the rest of the first aid meds and some rations, and then we're going to head back in. Oof! Barely dodged that one. So you see it come in, immediately start buffing everyone up. This is before I really made better use of my customization or command wheel and item placement. So I find that I try and put down the health booster as much as I can, but I only use the temporal mantle when Xeno'Jiiva's in its enraged state, because that seems like the time when I'd have the hardest time dodging attacks. So I want temporal ready for that. So we get the tail off here, which is good. Me and my cruddy aim here. Alright, back into enraged, so I'm sure I'll be putting on my temporal mantle here in a moment. And then I walk right into a dragon blast. There's my temporal. Xeno'Jiiva falls down again. And you'll see when Xeno'Jiiva falls down, now I'm going for the chest because that is the primary weak point. I haven't really had much to say here. Sorry for the kind of silence there. It's just continued. I mean, I pointed out and kind of talked about most of the stuff that's going on. Get another knockdown. So it's a partial knockdown. The only reason that Xeno'Jiiva didn't go fully down is because it wasn't enraged. And since it wasn't enraged, it doesn't actually get knocked down. Xeno'Jiiva comes back down to the ground. So we're over 15 minutes now. As I said, this is a long quest. 30 minutes doesn't seem like a long time until you're in the quest, but then when you're actually doing the quest, it seems even less like a long time, because we normally get 50 minutes. You don't, 30 minutes is like, oh, I normally get 20 more minutes, and 30 minutes is half an hour. It's a good amount of time, but it takes a lot of time for this quest, and so 30 minutes, while being a long time for normal quests, isn't that long for this one. And yes, I know that I just said that it's a long time, it's not a long time, it's a long time, it's not a long time. I'm sorry about that. But it's for this quest, it's not a long time, but the time kind of feels like it drags on a bit when watching the video now, but when in the quest, it doesn't feel like it drags on. It feels like it goes by very quickly. And that's kind of what I'm saying, is that it's a long quest, but to the player it doesn't feel long, but to the viewer it probably feels like a decent amount of time. Alright, it's just a straightforward beam. Should be used to that. And complete. So, I'm not sure if we saw the attack that I was meaning to point out. We might have, and I just missed pointing it out, but I don't think we saw it. But this quest went pretty smooth once we got into the swing of things. It started off really poorly with, I believe it was Hunter that fainted almost immediately. And then Ray fainted a little bit, I think like 5 or 10 minutes into the quest. But other than that, it went relatively smoothly. We won, which is good. Got a gem out of it. And not too bad. It's a fun fight. It's definitely difficult. You take a lot of damage. Xeno'Jiiva dishes out a lot of damage. But it's a lot of fun. It's a good time. And you just need to kind of be patient and, just work hard with the other hunters. But I'm going to go ahead and stop my little voiceover here because we'll be getting the rewards, and then we'll be heading back to Astera, and I'll just talk to you all in a moment in the post-quest comments. Oh, well, I meant to read that, I guess, when I recorded this and realized my audio wasn't recording. But in any case, I will talk to you all in a moment in the post-quest comments. Alright, welcome back everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed that run-through of Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva. Now, the good news is, in doing all of that... Man, I have way too many pages of this. Why did I do that the way I did? You'll see I have 9 tickets. That was over 8 runs. Over 8 successes. I was really hoping, I ran it down to the wire. This quest actually goes away tomorrow. I I was at a convention over the weekend, and I really did not get as much time as I would have liked for this quest, and on top of that, it was... I had so many failures, and it was so down to the wire that, you know, I was really worried I was not going to be able to finish this in time. And then I just got a couple of good runs in a row, and I kept thinking, come on, please. First my goal was to get to 5 so I could make the armor set. And I was like, okay, if I can get like 3 more to make the layered armor set, that would be great. And then on that last run, like, I had literally gotten 1 ticket on every run, and everyone was like, please give me more than 1 ticket, make this faster. 1 ticket on every run until the last one that gave me my 8th ticket. It also gave me my 9th. And I was like, oh, okay, so I finished the layered set, and I got a trophy to keep afterwards. So that's nice. So, I do have plenty of tickets. Oh, I think we also got another Hero's Streamstone Sword. Yes, we did, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to sort those. Let's go and check this stuff out. Actually, let's also grab our lock-in bonus. Yeah. I'm sad the quest ends today. Also, I guess I'll show you. I have my limited bounties done too. I finished those up last night and finished up the console ones today. So that's pretty nice. So, really down to the wire, but I did it. And the convention was a ton of fun. I was so happy to go. I got to cosplay with my fiance. We did a couples cosplay. She was Asuka from Evangelion, and I was Shinji from Evangelion. And then also, it's not really a cosplay, but I wore one of my Monster Hunter shirts, and I wore my Wiggler hat, and walked around, and surprisingly, most people, the most pictures people wanted was me of that, just in my Wiggler hat with my Monster Hunter shirt on, and I would do the old school flex for the photos. So it was a lot of fun. The convention was great. Alright, so we're gonna get our delivery request for the layered armor. Oi, Fiverr, one of me underlings brought blueprints for some equipment he wants to forge. Problem is that we need some special materials to get this done, so I put in a delivery request for them. Give us a hand, will ya? It ain't an urgent thing, so whenever you find yourself twiddling your thumbs, head to the resource center and get it done for us. Alright. Oh, I only needed 2 Xeno'Jiiva tickets. And I already have the Research Commission ticket we needed, so that's nice. It'll suck to use it because it's needed for other stuff, but I'm glad I have it. So I'm going to have 2 extra tickets. Sweet. So, oi, Fiverr, if you're going to be the Sapphire Star around these parts, you better look the part. And you can't do that wearing that nonsense. Let's suit you up with some layered armor. So, commission layered armor. So let's go make that real fast so I can show it off for a bit. Oh god, I love this high-resolution texture pack. This armor looks so cool. I didn't see much of a difference with the Drachin armor. When I was initially going to record, I was talking about how I didn't see the difference, but now that I'm using this Zora Magdaros body, I can really see the difference. It's nice. And I have no frame drops. I was really worried that my graphics card wouldn't be good enough for it, but it works just fine. Alright, complete deliveries. Pending. Commanding the Kamish. Or, commanding the Kamish. Kamish, what's wrong with me? Commanding the Kamish. Alright, so, deliver. Alright, commission layered armor. So this just makes us look like the commander, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it does. So we'll just wear this for a bit. I don't mind how it looks. I actually think it's pretty good. If I remember correctly, the actual armor set is pretty good as well. Or at least has a good set bonus. Oh yeah, it's the set bonus that gives you an extra carve. I used that on Cult of Terath on console because I wasn't getting Glimstones and I needed them. Alright, so let's take a look at Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva, or Xeno'Jiiva Gamma. So Xeno'Jiiva Gamma. This is what it looks like. It looks super cool. I really like how this looks. It of course gives the set bonus Xeno'Jiiva Divinity, which is razor sharp, which is pretty useful. I mean, if it wasn't for Drachin being so good, this would be another, like, the set bonus would be pretty good, but Drachin just... So, if you don't know what Razor Sharp does, is it halves how it basically doubles your sharpness. So every hit, so like, how do I explain this? It halves how quickly your sharpness degrades. So it can keep your sharpness for much longer, which is nice. It's an extremely powerful skill. If it wasn't for the fact that Drachin Armor gives you so much, so much affinity, and then also gives you the ability that when you get critical hits, your sharpness doesn't decrease. Razor Sharp would be one of the best set bonuses, but Razor Sharp pales in comparison to Master's Touch, I think is what the skill is called, because Drachin just gives you so much affinity, and then with Weakness Exploit, you basically can just have infinite sharpness with Drachin, so it kind of negates the usefulness of this. And then unfortunately, Xeno'Jiiva Armor doesn't really have the most useful skills, so and you can't double up on them because both of them, well, this one takes 3 and the Master's Touch takes 4 for Drachin. I think it takes only 3 with Teostra, but nonetheless, if you're wearing 3 pieces for a set bonus, you can't get another 3-piece set bonus or 4-piece because there's only 5 total pieces of armor. Anyway, so the helmet gives a level 2 slot and 2 level 1 slots. Blight Resistance level 2 and Power Prolonger level 1. That's relatively useless. Blight Resistance isn't a useful skill really, and Power Prolonger, I think that just makes items last longer. Oh no, it makes long swords, dual blades, and insect glaives, switch axes, blah blah. Anything that has like a charge meter, that they last longer. Not super useful. I prefer focus, but the nice thing with the problem with focus is focus has no decoration apparently, if I remember correctly, whereas Power Prolonger does. So focus is technically the better skill to get on armor because you can't get it from a decoration. Let's make the helmet. Alright, then the body, this gives flinch free level 2 and 2 level 1 slots. Again, not the most useful thing in the world. Flinch free is kind of nice because it prevents flinching. So, you know, prevent knockbacks and other reactions to small damage. So level 3 prevents knockbacks and tripping, whereas level 2 prevents standard knockbacks. Tripping is reduced to a knockback instead. So instead of falling down, you'll just kind of like stagger for a second. It can be useful, but again, it's not super useful. It's just kind of It's not like a super great utility skill. Like if you get it because it's on something that has another useful skill, it's fine. But on its own, it's trash, basically. It's just so much better stuff. I just like watching the armor and stuff come out. See, this is right here is why we need layered armor of everything, because this armor looks awesome, but its skills aren't that great, so you never really use it. Alright, the hands. So this gives 2 level 2 slots and a level 1 slot, which is pretty nice. It has Power Prolonger and Special Ammo Boost on it. So again, here's the problem. The slots are nice. Power Prolonger, it's because it's not, like, for me, for a longsword, it's not hard to keep the red meter, and honestly, once you're at red, you use it up anyway, so that you can, use the helm splitter. So it's not the most useful thing in the world, and the special ammo boost is worthless unless you're using bowgun or bow. So, or maybe gun lance too. No, just bowgun and dragon piercer. So it's just bowgun and bow. So this is only useful really for gunners, and even then, I don't know how useful it is for them. I guess it could be pretty good for gunners because of the number of slots, but for melee, it's not useful. So again, third piece, and it's not really that useful. It kind of stinks. next, the Waste. A level 3 slot and a level 1 slot. It gives a level of critical boost. This could be useful. You know, you get a level 3 slot, a level 1 slot, and critical boost is an extremely useful skill. So here's a piece that's actually worthwhile. Ooh, I ran out of horn. Alright, and then the feat. So this gives a level 2 slot and 2 level 1 slots, and another level of critical boost. Again, this is a useful piece because critical boost is always a good skill to have, and it gives lots of slots. So this could, it could be good. What's Dratchin give? See, here's the problem. It's inherently the same thing as Dratchin. Because it gives you 2 level 1 slots that you could put attack gems in to get 2 attack and a critical boost, and then it'd still have a level 2 slot. Whereas Dratchin has critical boost and 2 level 2 attack boost and a level 2 slot. Three, 4, and then 3 -2s. Yeah, so it's basically Dratchin. But if you don't want the attack boost, you have a little more flexibility with this one. That's it. That's the only difference between it and Dratchin. And overall, Dratchin has the better set bonus if you're going affinity and attack boost, which you basically do for most of the time. So, but that doesn't mean it's a bad piece. It just means that it's very situational. And I mean, that's basically how the entire set is. It's very situational. But overall, it's still a good set. And as I've said, use utility skills. There's nothing wrong with using whatever you want, as long as it makes sense and is useful for whatever hunt you're going on. So, that is Arch-Tempered Xeno'Jiiva. I don't know what event quests we get starting tomorrow. I don't think we have anything major. So I may spend this next week just editing videos. And getting caught up on that. The week after that is the Spring Blossom Fest, which we have not yet had on PC. We've had it on console, but PC released in the fall, so PC didn't get the Spring Blossom Fest or the Summer Fest, so we'll have those coming up. So Spring Blossom Fest is next week. That's probably when I'll be recording again. We'll probably be doing the optional quests at that time, and any new event quests that come out. I believe I know an event that we're going to have during the Spring Blossom Fest, but I'm not certain, and we might potentially have something new tomorrow, and if we do, I'll be recording that, but it'll depend. I don't know. I haven't checked the schedule. Like I said, I've been really busy. I still have classes, and of course, like I said, I was at the convention this last weekend, so we'll have to see what comes up. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell icon to get email updates when I upload new videos. And of course, leave any comments or suggestions in the area below the video. However, that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for watching. And as usual, this is Zephyr, signing out.